Hello everyone, it's Saturday and the last day of June, and we've got what would normally be a really big day for me. It's the Northumberland Plate and the Consolation Race at Newcastle. Those races, along with the Chip Chase Stakes and the Jack Berry House Handicap Class 2, those four races on a Saturday, this Saturday, years ago, would have been major betting races for me on the turf. And in fact, we landed several touches in those races over the years, as long-term members will remember. But unfortunately, it's now on the all-weather, and I don't do all-weather. I could have a go, but it's just not for me. So unfortunately, this Saturday, it leaves me only with the rest of the market, the meetings to look at. The first one I'm going to have a look at is York, and we'll go straight there. Here we go. We're at York. First race on the card is a 2-year-olds race. Some newcomers taking on an experienced one. The favourite is 6-5. He may well win, but he may also get beaten by something you've got no idea about. So, no bet race. Then there's a fillies handicap, which I couldn't get involved in. Now, I have spent a lot of time on this 245 at York. It's a Class 3 handicap over a mile. The going is fast. And I did get the race down to two runners. And they are My Amigo and Paris Mountain. And they are 14-1 and 10-1. But with only 11 runners and a fifth of the odds, and you could get a false race. This is the kind of race where the betting market in the 2 or 3 minutes before the off is going to tell you a hell of a lot of information. So if you're having a punt and you're watching the market on Saturday and there's market confidence in the last 2 or 3 minutes in either of these two horses, My Amigo or Paris Mountain, they're drawn nicely in the middle. They're going to enjoy the trip, and so on and so forth. They look fairly treated on the handicap marks. They may be worth a bet, but equally, either one or both could drift like a barge all day. So at this stage, I can't advise a bet right now, because it's the kind of race where if they don't win today, there'll be another race like this for them to go at. It's not like there aren't loads of Class 3 races for £9 for these trainers to throw these horses at. They might want another couple of pounds off their back before they go and ever, put the pedal to the metal. So it's very hard. So it's no bet, but just watch out for My Amigo and Paris Mountain. This one is not without a chance as well. Roll on Rory, 16-1. Gamble on that would be interesting, but he's got a wide draw, which is what put me off him. Okay, we'll move on to the 320. It's a 3-year-olds only race. There's only 6 runners, and it's dead tight. I mean, who knows what's going to win that? Not a clue. Then the 355 is a fillies novice stakes. I really like this Jeremina Cedar trained horse. One lovely race on its debut as a 2-year-old, and ran in a Group 3 in the Nell Gwyn Stakes on its comeback. It won a 16-runner race, that's right, at Yarmouth. And Foxtrot Lady was behind it. Foxtrot Lady has been a highly progressive horse this year. And there's a horse called Ghanayim behind there. Perfect Thought is a very nice horse indeed as well. So the form's all been franked. Yes, Foxtrot Lady, now rated 94. They ran Zane Hannah in the Nell Gwyn Stakes at Newmarket back in April. This may be just a sighter, but I think she's a very nice filly. She might be bumping into 1 or 2 here with Godolphin and Varian and Dascombe. So, but I thought she was interesting at 4-1. I wouldn't put you off having a bet. I'm not having a bet myself. Now this is a very interesting race, and I would never normally bet in a race like this. This is a jump jockey's handicap. It's a 5 furlong handicap but all the jockeys are jumps riders. So, you know, you've got Aidan Coleman and Daryl Jacob, Sam Twiston Davis. But the horse who won this race a couple of years ago, Tyler E. Wonder, trained by Paul Midgley. He does like having a winner on over a sprint. He won this race last year, easily bolted up. Let's have a look. Where is it? Here we go. Last year, he won this race a £4 lower by 4 lengths. Made all in the centre, pushed clear, kept on well easily. Anyway, here he reappears, and I'm definitely going to be having a go. Tyler E. Wonder. 12 to 1 available. So, 4.30, Tyler E. Wonder, 2 points each way. And then 5 o'clock, we've got it's an apprentice riders race. And very rarely, if ever, bet in an apprentice riders race. But I've got to here, because this horse should have won last time out, Mukhayem. He should have won last time out. He got an absolutely shocking ride off Emily Easterby. She went off at 1,000,000 miles an hour like a 5 furlong horse in a 1.5 mile race over this coursing distance. Still only got beat 2 lengths and less than a length for 3rd place. If this young jockey could get to the front and steady it down and time his kick and go clear, they won't see him for dust. He's exceptionally well handicapped. With the boy taking 5 off, that puts him on 81. And I'm going to be having 4 points win, Mukhayem, 5 o'clock at York. That's the second bet. We'll go and have a look at a couple of the other meetings now. Here we go and have a look at the Chester card. I don't know if any of you do things like perming together the short price ones, looking for doubles and trebles and all of that stuff. I don't, but in this first race, William Haggis's filly, Beauty Filly, gets the cheek pieces first time. She's run 2 very nice races in better grade than this. And she should be exception on this season. 12 tips. She's odds on. She should be exceptionally hard to beat. Exceptionally. So she would be one of the banker bets of the day. Now we come across to this 2.30. And it's a race I'd normally like to get involved with. It's 5 furlong. It's only a class 3. I normally like class 2 and up. We've got Tanasok here. I'm still spewing. He was one of 2 or 3 on the short list for the Epsom Dash. He's 13 to 8 favourite. I don't see that that's value at all. I have been through the rest of them. You could give Confessional a chance. He's 11 years old though. I can't bring myself to bet an 11-year-old. You know, just because they're so different. And it's just one of these horses. His trainer, Tim Easterby, says, you know, it's all down to him on the day, whether he's in a going mood or not. He can definitely win round here off this mark. And he loves Chester. Got a great record at the track. Let's have a look. But he's not big enough price either. You know, he's won at the track, but he's also, let's have a look at by the track. Let's just get this up. He's beat at Chester 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He's run at the track 18 times and he has only won once. So that maybe put you off. But more than anything, around 5 to 1, that's not value. So in the end, I couldn't come up with a bet. Power Allied might be the one, but I've left the race alone in the end. 3-year-olds only handicap. Now this is an interesting race. At 3.40, there's 2 absolute standout horses, and the market will show you what they are. There's this Tom Dascombe trained horse called Blighton, and a horse called Gabriel the Wire. Now they're evens and 13 to 8, 7 to 1 bar the 2, and I absolutely certainly expect one of those 2 to win. Now Blighton was second at Haydock to the horse that went on to win the Norfolk Stakes, Soldier's Call, trained by Archie Watson. And this was a good effort by Blighton. The third horse, Baby Steps, has already come out and won the other day at Newmarket or somewhere half decent. So that's strong form, very strong form. He's drawn stall 7. but he may well be good enough to overcome that. And the other one, Gabriel the Wire, has run at Chester, I believe. Yes, second twice at Chester over 6 furlongs. And he drops back to 5. I got a feeling 5 furlongs may not be what he needs, which might lead me to believe that he might be being lined up for nurseries. The nursery handicaps will start soon for the 2-year-olds, and it's exactly the kind of horse that you might see running in a 7 furlong nursery at York or somewhere like that when Fahey's got him handicapped. So I definitely make Blighton the more likely winner, but with stall 2, Gabriel the Wire may have the advantage. One of those, so that'll be an interesting race. I'm not betting, I just wanted to point it out to you. There's another little class 4 handicap here. I did have a quick look. Exceptionally tight. I think they're making Ralph Beckett's horse favourite on, well, I don't know what grounds, but in the end I couldn't have a bet. The one I did like is Acamanto, that one at Carlisle. That was a good effort because the horse that was behind, Regal Mirage, was in blinding form at the time. Yeah, that's strong form there, Acamanto. But, you know, it's anybody's guess who's trying. And then there was another handicap. This is interesting because we've got Harry Hurricane, Bouncy, Merry Banter, Claim the Nation. But definitely, I think at the price, Tim Easterby's Computable from stall 5 is worth a chance here. I really do. So there we go. I'm going to have one little small bet at Chester. The reason being, Computable is he ran a very nice race last time out when he was 4th. And this Acclaim the Nation is going to go off 1,000,000 miles an hour from stall 1. But he's now right up to his peak. And when, let's just have a look. This is the form. This is what I wanted to show you. I've just reminded myself. Acclaim the Nation won a race at Thirsk earlier this year. I believe it's this one here. Yeah. And Computable was held up in the rear and ended up getting beat about 1 3/4 lengths by Acclaim the Nation. He's now £16 better off with him. Computable. He's run 3 times since, but he's going to get the race. He's a hold-up horse, so he'll need some luck in running. But they're going to go 1,000,000 miles an hour, and hopefully he'll get the gaps and he can come flying through. So 450 Chester, Computable. 2 points each way. There was nothing in the final race there. I'll just quickly whiz through the other cards. Quickly mention the Curragh. The Curragh has got some very nice races, of course. We've got this Rockingham handicap over 5 furlongs. Load of British runners involved. I'll be sick if Line of Reason comes and wins. I bet him 2 starts ago. And he got no run at all at Musselburgh. If he goes and wins, I'll be upset. But I'm not betting. But I will be watching with very great interest. There's a nice sprint here, listed race. I'm very much interested in Ard Humi, even though he's got a penalty. He can definitely win in that grade. He's a group class sprinter. There's a nice price. But I'm not really an Irish racing aficionado, so I'm not betting. I also thought this horse, I'm So Fancy, of Mrs. John Harrington's, got a big chance here in this listed race. There's a fillies handicap. The Galway, the Railway Stakes. This is very interesting as well. And again, I would not be put off by Invasion Day. Colin Keane and Ger Lyons. Yes, very interesting. And then we've got the Derby, the Irish Derby, where we got Saxon Warrior and DXB. They were 2nd and 4th in the English Derby. I think one of those 2 will definitely win. Saxon Warrior was, shall we say, inconvenienced in the Derby itself. He didn't get a run when he wanted it. He is odds on. I couldn't possibly bet him at odds on. But with so many of his stablemates in the field to help him out, I think the race will be set up for him. There is no doubt that there's possibly some outsiders that may have been targeted at the race. This has happened before with the Irish Derby. Fascinating race, no betting. Very briefly over at Windsor at 3 o'clock, where it's got its fillies race here, and we've got a horse called Come On Leicester. She was 5th in the Queen Mary Royal Ascot. She's going to be short price, but it's be interesting to see whether she can back up the run and whether that is going to be as strong as the form looked at the time. Okay, so just watch that. Sophia's Rock at 3:35 was a software selection and it bolted up last time out, but it's got put up a full £10 and is now 9-4. If I were you, I would look to take that on, possibly with Humble Hero. Could be worth a small bet. Cheek pieces go on the first time, William Angus, and I would make Sophia's Rock a Bismarck. I'm going to say it's not going to win unless they gift it an exceptionally soft lead, but I'm going to say it can't win off 100. Then we've got this interesting race here, and I can't believe the prices. I'm not going to have a bet because, you know, it could all... the reason being, Zui Feng ran badly in the Royal Hunt Cup, but I'll definitely make him an outstanding bet here. If he gets to the lead, this is a listed race over a mile. Zui Feng won the Royal Hunt Cup last year. He's a very smart horse. He could well win this race at 11-4. Then there's a Class 2 handicap, and again, I do think this favourite here, Plutonian, has got everything going for him. He won over 1.25 miles. He drops back to a mile at this track, and the rest of these very disappointing, progressive, negative. 9-4, not my kind of price. So there we go. Mook IM and Tyler E. Wonder at York. Those are two bets there. 4 points win Mook IM, 2 points each way Tyler E. Wonder, and over at Chester, Computable in the 5 furlong handicap at Chester. Plus, you know, that I've given a few other things you might be interested in for the rest of the day. Sorry I can't help you with the all-weather racing. Have a good Saturday, everybody. Those are my 3 bets. I'm probably going to do the each-way Trixie as well. Probably for half a point each-way Trixie. All right now, speak to you soon.